Radio creates unity.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
Jay Peterson here from Peterson Insurance, your auto owner's insurance agent in Clinton, Farmer City, and Maroa. Stop by any of our locations or call 935-6605.
From the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com, I'm Ben Hubbard with this expanded morning newscast. Good morning and thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Ben Hubbard. The news is brought to you by Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton, your Silverado headquarters, as well as Connexus offering fiber internet in Clinton. Click their icon on DeWittDailyNews.com to find out more. A press conference was held at the Clinton Clean Energy Center to celebrate the deal with Meta, which will keep the plant open for another 20 years. Constellation reaffirmed its pledge of $1 million over the next 5 years to support workforce development, social services, education, and local nonprofits in Clinton and the surrounding area. At the event, it was announced that those efforts will begin with $100,000 over the next 5 years for the Clinton YMCA.
I'm excited that I get to break a little bit of news today, that this commitment is going to start right here, right now, with $100,000 over 5 years to the Clinton Community YMCA. I want to welcome Rennie Kluber from the YMCA.
I want to thank everyone that's here, just your support for the residents and businesses of DeWitt County. It means a lot to the non-for-profit organization at the YMCA. Since 1908, the Y has been committed to changing the lives of our community. And just like you, we strive to produce the best programs, the best structure that we can for our members in our community. Constellation as a corporation, and many, I see them here today, many employees through generous giving and volunteer work have been strong supporters of the YMCA.
Clinton Y Executive Director Rennie Kluver expressed gratitude to Constellation. He says it's partnerships and donations that make the Y great because they allow people to utilize their facilities and programming on scholarships.
Our summer camp, our before and after school program, and youth sports. I can't say enough of how important it is. I've got impact stories after impact stories, and I want to share one with you just because it's so fresh. It just happened yesterday. Random, out of the blue, a gentleman called me and he asked me how much a family membership was for the year. And he went on to say that I've been giving to your Strunkins campaign since 2015. He goes, I used to live there as a kid, and we left before I graduated high school, and I want to give back. I want to give an amount for a family to go for a year to the Y. And he went on to say, he goes, when I was a kid, our family had a scholarship to go to the Y. And I would not have experienced Y programs without that. Well, that scholarship is funded by you people and people that believe in the Y and our mission. So what a great impact story and I get to live that every day.
Kluver appreciates the focus on local impact that Constellation has committed to. He is excited for the future of the YMCA and the opportunities that will come because of this donation.
So we're excited for the future of the Y, and we're excited for the commitment that Constellation is going to bless us with. We want more and more stories of impact in generations to come. That's why we're so grateful to Constellation and everybody here for your support of the future of the Y and the support of the community. We're excited for the future and are planning and growing a little bit in the YMCA and what we can bring to the DeWitt County, not just Clinton. And to let you know, it couldn't happen without you and your support. So on behalf of the YMCA Board of Trustees and the community at large, we really appreciate you. Thank you.
Constellation officials shared that they look forward to becoming a pillar of the community and having longevity in their operations and their support of Clinton and DeWitt County. Coming up shortly on this expanded newscast, hunting season is right around the corner. Clintonia Eagle Theater owner Eric Gobelman hosted a citywide meeting to discuss their financial status. Clinton City Administrator Tony Harris explains that the meeting was very well attended. He states that Mayor Helen Michelasi and Commissioner John Weiss were present at the meeting and notes that as a city, they are here to help.
The owner, Eric, had a citywide meeting at the movie theater, and it was well attended. I was really surprised. I was glad to see that the city coming together to support a local business. That puts a smile on my face when I see that, and that's good to see. But it was a status meeting, just basically telling us, where they're at, and financially, it's not looking good for the movie theater. And I could read in his Facebook post, I knew something was going on. So I attended the meeting as well as the mayor and Commissioner Johnny Wise, and just to hear what's going on and the status. And we're not sure. Are they going to be able to keep the doors open? We're not sure. As a city, we're here to help. We're not sure what we can do to help. Helen and I both have been working. She's been working very hard on it. She's reached out to several different people to try to find a way to help, but we're just not sure how we can help. They came up with some different ideas on fundraising, and it's some good ideas. I'm not sure how well they did that night with donations and selling of certain things, but we need to keep our eyes on that, because Helen and I are we want to work with the businesses as well. We want to make sure that we keep them around. That's important. The movie theater is very important.
Mayor Michelasi reached out to State Senator Sally Turner's office to see if she'd be able to help. She says there may be some possibilities for state intervention.
Well, and Kurt Holman's been working with Eric for quite some time. I did reach out to Senator Sally Turner's office yesterday to say, do you know anything? Is there any economic development packages through the state? Her person said, let me work on this, Helen, and she referred me to some other folks, and they got back to me late yesterday. I've since sent that to Eric, and there may be some possibilities there for some state intervention. Great. For low interest loans and helping struggling businesses in the state. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. We met with Eric yesterday morning with Commissioner Weiss to see if there's something we can do. But, we encourage strongly for people to support that theater,
if nothing else, just go see a movie. Yeah. Just go see a movie, maybe buy a bag of popcorn, just something as small as that will help. I don't remember all the numbers, but he gave some good numbers. For the movie theater to survive, they need so many seats filled during a month. I don't remember what the number is, but go see a movie, support our local businesses.
The mayor feels that the theater is a big part of economic development in Clinton because it brings in people from out of town. It is also a great amenity that could bring people to move to the city or start their own business.
Well, I think that when we talk about small business, especially independently owned, I'm the cheerleader for all of those, because I think they all have value. And one of the ways they all have value, Ben, is that we're going back to economic development. If I'm going to move here, if I'm going to have my business here, if I'm going to start a business here, I'm going to look around and see what amenities and what things we have. And the theater, I think, plays a big part in that.
We heard the owner talking during the meeting, and we're there as a city, we're there to support him, and we're trying to figure it out.
The Clintonia Eagle Theater is located at 13 Kelly Drive in Clinton. See movie times and purchase tickets at clinton.eagletheater.net. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors.
Experience the power of better connection with Connexus Fiber Internet. Connexus delivers ultra-fast, reliable speeds to keep you connected at the speed of life. Whether you're working from home, streaming your favorite shows, or gaming with your friends, Connexus has you covered. Say goodbye to buffering and dropped calls and say hello to fiber fast internet. Ready to upgrade your connection? Sign up today by clicking the Connexus icon at DeWittDailyNews.com. Nothing connects us like Connexus.
School is right around the corner. Let us help you get to class in style at Baum Chevrolet Buick in Clinton and Farmer City. This is Scott Baum. We have a great savings on the entire Chevy lineup. From the economic Trailblazer and Trax to the upscale Silverado or Tahoe, we have you covered. Our used and certified pre-owned cars are getting straight A's also. This school year, see all our inventory online. Chevrolet, together let's drive. BombChevyBuick.com, right from the start.
News time is 16 minutes after the top of the hour. You're listening to the WHOW Morning Show. Hunting season will be opening up very soon, and a local DNR official is sharing tips to make sure you stay safe. DNR Conservation Police Officer Noah Workman explains that squirrel season opened on August 1st. Meanwhile, teal, dove, and more hunting seasons open up in September. He adds that the dove field is in great condition.
We are entering that transition season. We are starting to tap into hunting. Hunting squirrel just opened August 1st. So it is the first species that opens up. We're going to, before I come back on here, we're going to start getting into, we got teal season coming up September 6th through the 14th. We got early geese coming September 1st through the 15th.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got dove season starting. I was out at the dove field about a week ago and sat, and Charlie's done a fantastic job. The managed field is on 54. It opens up September 1st. If anybody doesn't know how it works, is September, the first 5 days, September 1 through 5, they do a drawing. So it's an 11 a.m. You go out, you put your name in, they draw out for stakes.
Really?
I don't know how many stakes there are.
Mm-hmm.
I've been out there in the past. I've not seen them have to turn anybody away. So if you're one of those people that sit there like, I don't want to wait for the lottery because I don't want to go out there and potentially not get a stake. I've never seen anybody get turned away. It's not a guarantee you're going to get a spot depending on the turnout, but the dove field looked great. He had the sunflowers were starting to drop, and it looked like it was a really good field this year.
Nice.
Hopefully a little cold front comes in, pushes some birds down, but that starts September 1st and goes till November 14th.
Workman notes that if you are hunting at the dove field, using toxic shot like lead is prohibited. Hunters must use ammunition made from steel, bismuth tin alloys, or other kinds that are not harmful to wildlife, humans, or the environment.
Little put out there, make sure when you go, it's a non-toxic field, so have non-toxic shot.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
So it's a steel non-toxic. Bismuth is the other one that you can use.
Gotcha.
It's a non-toxic field. So go through your game bag.
Yeah.
That's another common thing I find is guys have a game bag and they've got shag shells running around in there that contain lead. And do your due diligence. Look through your stuff before you go out. Check, make sure you got a plug on your gun. A lot of guys will clean their gun. Oh, I left my plug out. Oh, it's a $195 ticket. Make sure you got your necessary stuff before going out. But yeah, drawings at 11. The hunting hours out there for the first 5 days are noon to 5. So then they'll draw at 11. They'll let you go get set up on your stake. Boom, noon, and then boom, it's time. So they got 5 hours to hunt.
To ensure you avoid an unsafe situation or a citation from DNR, Workman says to make sure you have all the proper permits and to make sure you inspect your game bag and firearms before going out. It's all about being prepared.
Just make sure you've got your proper permits and, your hunting license and your permits and things like that. All that information can be found online. We've got a digest, a hunting and trapping digest available online. I just downloaded it this morning onto my phone. I always have a copy on my phone because, that digest can answer 99% of the questions that I get asked by the public. I can go to that digest. I'll usually take a screenshot and send it to that person. Like, well, here's what it says to answer your question. So prepare. It's just about, getting prepared for the season. Make sure you got your license, permits, your guns operating. Go in and sight your gun in, make sure you've got a plug. Make sure you've got the right ammunition that you're supposed to have for that gun while you're going to hunt whatever species you're choosing to hunt. It's just gaining the knowledge of the species you're trying to hunt, where you're trying to hunt, making sure you're right. And if you ever have questions, and that's what I always tell Seth, and I'm glad you asked this, if you ever have questions, call. Every conservation police officer's contact information is on our website. It's got our work cell phone number and our work email. If you can't get a hold of me in DeWitt County, me or Jeremy in DeWitt County, call the Macon County or call McLean counties or call Cook counties. Call somebody and ask the question, because I would rather, there's no such thing as a dumb question. I've had a lot of odd questions asked to me. There's no such thing as a dumb question. Ask the question before you risk a $195 ticket. Get the information first before you go out. And you might think you know what you're saying, but if you even have that inkling, like, that might not be right. Just call and verify.
You can find more information about hunting seasons in Illinois and get your license by visiting dnr.illinois.gov. Illinois Farm Bureau is taking advantage of the August congressional recess. The organization's director of national legislation, Ryan Whitehouse, says it's great to see farmer members engaged with policymakers. He was at a farm in Northwest Illinois last week with a member of the House Ag Committee.
The best part about, agriculture, we have a lot of cool things to show members of Congress. Yeah, we're up in Hunter Haven's farm here up in Pearl City with Mr. Sorensen to talk about the methane digester, and what they're doing on their dairy farm, and making sure that their staff understands, really what the technologies of that are. So appreciate Mr. Sorensen spending the day here. We've been here a couple hours, but then also yesterday we were with Mrs. Kelly, and we had a farmer roundtable that Illinois Farm Bureau put on. So again, appreciate her and having, about 35, 40 farmers show up to talk about what are the issues that are impacting us, farm economy, the bumper crop, all that kind of stuff. We had earlier Miss Bazinski. She came up and talked to one of our ag business roundtables. Mr. LaHood has been out and about. I think he's hit every county farm bureau so far at least once this year. Mr. Jackson has been on some farms, and Mr. Bost, we're going to start meeting with him next week on Monday, and then Farm Progress Show. And Mrs. Miller, she visited the Pike Scott County Farm Bureau, Steak Fry, to visit with them. And then, next week, and then at State Fair, most of them were there. And then, again, it's a pleasure for myself and our farmers to host our members of Congress, but we're really pleased that our members of Congress take the time to visit with our farmers and understand what's going on.
Congress is scheduled to return to session on September 2nd. The University of Illinois College of Agricultural, Consumer, and Environmental Sciences is using Farm Progress Show Week as an opportunity to highlight research. They hosted an event on Monday, says College of ACE's Dean Airman Bolero.
We love to lead in innovation and in agriculture and food, and the college, through the research, but the research that we can immediately translate to impact to the industry. That's what we're very fascinated about. I love your question because the Farm Progress brings a lot of great things to Central Illinois. One of those is that it catches the attention of an industry that is global. So we have a lot of delegations coming from all over the world to the Farm Progress Show, and we have put together something called International Agronomy Day that happens the Monday before the Farm Progress Show, because we have so many requests of people from all over the world, delegation from all over the world, interested in what we're doing in the college and what we're doing in terms of research and how the industry is looking. So we're going to have about over 300 people coming to the International Agronomy Day right before the Farm Progress Show. So,
the International Agronomy Day was held at the U of I's Crop Sciences Research and Education Center in Savoy. The new director of the Illinois Extension learned the value of extension at a young age. Matthew Van's father served as a county extension agent in Florida.
I was born and raised in north central Florida in a little town called Mayo. And that town has, even today, about 900 or 1,000 people that live in it. And in the entire county, which is Lafayette County, there's only about 8,000 or 9,000 residents. So very rural, very agrarian based. And I had the good fortune to be born into a family where my father was a county extension agent. And really, it was at a young age when he took that position for me, and I was able to watch him have a long career from 1990 to about 2020 as our local extension agent. And the unique thing about his program is the fact that he kind of wore all the different hats that extension typically does within a county or multi-county office. So he did, youth development programs, specifically 4-H. He did, a lot of your traditional livestock, helping youth development with livestock exhibits. He did your traditional field crops and horticultural crops, a lot of animal science outreach and engagement, because There's a lot of beef cattle and a lot of dairy cows where I grew up. So he really had to kind of spread around and do a lot of different things. So I got to see really what extension could be and how diverse it could be, even within one county. So that had a huge impact on me early on.
Van currently serves as interim associate director and state program leader for agriculture and natural resources and community and rural development at North Carolina State University. He begins his Illinois job September 22nd, but is visiting the Farm Progress Show in Decatur this week. The watch is on for possible development of the La Nina climatic pattern later this year. But what is the potential and how might it impact parts of the U.S.? Rod Bain reports. Get news anytime from your computer or your mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com. That's DeWitt County's #1 source for news, sports, police blotter, obituaries, and more. All free, all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com. Network news and sports coming up next.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Enforce the law or else. The Trump administration threatens to pull funding from states failing to enforce English comprehension rules for big rig truckers. President Trump says China's monopoly on rare earth minerals must be broken, and his administration is looking to do just that. Industry insiders have long viewed critical minerals as a national vulnerability. The president's inspiring debate over capital punishment with his call for the death penalty for convicted murderers in Washington, D.C. Mr. Trump's emphasis on fighting crime gets high marks in a newly released AP North poll. The vast majority of Americans surveyed, 81%, view crime as a major problem in the country's big cities. On Wall Street, the Dow futures 20 points higher. NASDAQ futures are up 18. More details at srnews.com.
This is staff meteorologist Jennifer Bucci with your regional radio forecast. Lots of sunshine today with daytime highs approaching 77. Southwesterly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Lows get down to about 57. Tonight, partly cloudy skies. Mainly clear skies. Tomorrow, high temperatures reach up to 82. Pure weather twice an hour or online anytime at thewithdailynews.com. Right now, it's 51 degrees.
With SRN Sports, I'm Jason Walker. Keegan Bradley decides later Wednesday whether to become the first playing captain in the Ryder Cup since 1963.
This is test 1, 2, 3. This is headset test. Hang on and let me hang on here. Where did my cursor go? And there's that's computer audio. Hang on, I'll have Seth test his mic. Go ahead and test your mic, Seth, if you would.
Yep, test 1, 2.
Test 1, 2. All right.
Sounds good.
I'll be back on the phone. Sound all right?
As well as special tours and also some very strong
Yep.
branding.
Glad you did. And
Okay.
thanks. Bye.
Women's NBA action. Indiana 95, Seattle 75, and Phoenix knocked off LA 92-84. Major League Baseball action in the National League. The Giants beat the Cubs 5-2. Dodgers over the Reds 6-3. It was Atlanta